Hello there. In this video I'd like to continue talking about pronouns, and there's a couple of things I forgot about in the previous video in which I talked about personal pronouns. I talked about the nominative form of pronouns like I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they, and the objective form like me, you, him, her, it, us, you, and them. The objective form is used when the pronoun is the object of a sentence. And I forgot to talk about him and her. At least I didn't give enough examples, I think. So let me give you some examples. For example, as the answer to the question, who is it? You will say, it's him, or it's her. Then you will say things like, I talked to him yesterday, or I talked to her yesterday. And then you can say things like, I gave him a car, or I gave her a piece of cake. And you can also say, I gave a car to him, or I gave a piece of cake to her, even though these forms are usually used for emphasis. The ones that are used most commonly are I gave him a car, I gave her a piece of cake. Okay, so that's it about the objective form. Let's talk now about possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns are used when we need to talk about possession, when something belongs to someone. Like that right there is my webcam and this is my microphone. It's not yours, it's mine. So you have, in English you have two forms for each. Let's take a look first at the most simple form of asking about possession. If you want to know who this microphone belongs to, you will say, whose microphone is it? Or, you know, if everybody knows you're talking about the microphone, whose is it? Or you can also, if you want to, you can also say, whose is this, right? Or whose is that? Or whose are those, or whose are these, if you're talking about more than one thing. Okay, so let's whose is this? Now let's answer that question with some sentences. This is my microphone. This microphone is mine. This is your favorite lesson. This car is yours. This is his girlfriend. That car is his. That's her boyfriend. That notebook is hers. Let's say we're talking about a company. That's its policy. If you're talking about the company policy, that's its policy. Now, its in this position is not used very often. You don't very often hear that policy is its. You will hear, instead of that, that policy is the company's, right? That's the company's policy, that policy is the company's. Okay, this is our house. That house is ours. That's your opinion. Those notebooks are yours. That's this is their favorite book. That book is theirs. Okay, I hope the examples have been clear enough. And really, I mean, if you wanted to explain this, the best way to explain it is through the example. Basically, the possessive will change depending on the position in which it is in the sentence. This is my microphone. This is my microphone. This microphone is mine. This is your book. This book is yours, and so on and so forth. So, hopefully that's been clear, and hopefully that's been interesting. And really, that's it for pronouns. Pronouns are very important because, as you know, in English, you always need to mention what you're talking about. You always need to mention the subject and the object of every sentence. And English, that's what makes English so redundant. I like it. I like it. You can't say like it because people don't know who is liking it. Or you can't say I like because native speakers will think, what do you like? You always need to mention the subject and the object of every sentence. At least in most cases. You always need to mention the object, and most cases you need to mention the subject. In most cases you need to mention the subject. So you're going to be using pronouns a lot. Otherwise you're going to be repeating yourself all the time. Otherwise you're going to say, you know, that's John's, that's Janet's all the time. And if people already know you're talking about John or Janet, you can say, you know, that's hers, that's his book, not that's John's book, and so on and so forth. And this will make your speech more fluent, more accurate, and it will help you communicate with native speakers. Pronouns are part of the glue that holds the language together. Okay, hopefully this has been clear and useful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me, and I will make my best effort to answer them. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.